Hello, World Wide Web. My name is Dallas May. This is a interesting theory that I have had for a few weeks, actually, about a month. I talked with my best friend, Z-Man, kind of, about it. And let me pause this to avoid any copyright bullcrap they might try to pull on me. Now, before we get started, I know out in the world there is quite a few gamers. And if you're a zombie-killing fanatic like me, if you love fighting zombies, killing zombies, all those zombie-related horror games, then this video is for you. Now, before anyone says anything horrible or rude to me, like call me a retard or moron or something like that, just hold your toxic talk until I'm done talking. Wow, that was a mouthful. Anyway, to the theory. What if... Let me get it here. Where did I set it? Here we go. Now, what if these were connected? Dying Light and Dead Island. Now, I know some of you are thinking, no way in hell they're connected. What if they were? You see, Dying Light is an open world zombie apocalypse game where you can play as a character, craft weapons, mod weapons, find weapons, and slaughter hordes of undead. And frankly, I love this game. Not as much as I loved Dead Island, though. Dead Island was actually one of the first zombie-related horror games I ever played. I did play, like, Resident Evil Code Veronica X a long time ago, before I started playing it again. It and this game were the only two that I've ever really played. And then I started getting into Black Ops Zombies, but that's not important. What's important is, could these two be related? Now, I looked all over Dying Light and Dead Island, and I've seen a lot, and I mean a lot, of similarities. The zombies are very similar. There's like a side quest that is very coherent with something a survivor says in Dead Island. You see, in Dead Island, there's a survivor at the lifeguard tower that always talks about it being an alien infection, that it came down on a meteor. In not Dead Island, but Dying Light, a guy named David has the same thing. Except he has you go and collect asteroid fragments from the meteor to bring them to him. Now, what gets me is, what if that guy on Benoit saw the meteor go down and David found it? I mean, that would be a good plot twist to see, have them... Someone joined my game. That would be an insane plot twist to have them both connected. Now, we know how the infection starts on Benoit. It was created by the Consortium, a biological weapon company that creates genetically engineered bioweapons and sells them on the black market. They used Geopharm to create this zombie virus, and in a blood drive, they infected people. And within hours, zombies began to turn. And within all that, you play as 5 immune characters. Well, 4. In the sequel, there's 5. But you play as any of the 4 immune characters, and you have to get off the island. Now, in the midst of exploring Dead Island, I've seen a bunch of cities and areas that we do not get to explore. My question is, where is that taking place? Could that be Harran? Could that be a completely new city that we don't even know about? That's a question we need to answer. Because it can't be all Benoit, and it damn sure ain't Pal and I. So where could it be? That's a good question, because I looked all over Dying Light and Harran. I looked all over it, and I've seen the exact same thing in Old Town. There's a bunch of cities and places we don't get to explore, and I'm thinking, Could that be Moresby, or possibly part of Dead Island, where we get to explore City Hall? Where is my remote? So I can mute this. There we go. Sorry about that. Anyway, now, what if someone from Banoi managed to escape and come to Harran? That could be a possibility. I mean, sure, the games don't look entirely the same, but at the same time they do. I mean, Dying Light has 10-to-1 better graphics than Dead Island, but the zombies, the fighting, the crafting, all of that is directly almost the exact same. Now, what gets me in Dead Island, there were so many boats, like paddle boats, just lying around on the beach and near the city of Moresby, and not a single person took a boat. My question is did once the immune people left Banoi, and once that whole monsoon that came through, or storm that came through, what if someone was to get off that island using a boat and came to Huron? Now that would be an insane plot twist. At least I think so. Because let me show you exactly what I mean. Right now we got Dying Light right here. Alright? See, what if someone took one of these random paddle boats just lying around in Dead Island and went to Harran? Could it be possible that this entire city area is Harran and we don't get to explore it? That could be a possibility. Right here. A suicider. These things blow up when you get too close. Very much like... Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. If I can even find it. I can't find it. But they're very much like the bombers in this game. If you've never seen the bombers, then you haven't played the game, obviously. But in this game, if I can even find a picture of a bomber. Come on, bombers, where you at? I don't have any pictures of bombers. But anyway, what if someone did manage to take one of those boats from Banoi and come to Harran and they were infected? They could have, bit someone in Harran and the infection could have spread that way and it eventually mutated. I mean, that is a good possibility. I mean, you never know. Now, another thing, the GRE and the Consortium, they're pretty much like the exact same people. You see, in Dead Island, the Consortium started the outbreak on Banoi and created the whole zombie outbreak and all. What if they changed their name to the GRE to try and cover their tracks to avoid being tracked down? Now that could be a good possibility as well. What if they changed their name to the GRE and tried to make their name publicized so that way they can make people believe that they had nothing to do with the outbreak on Banoi, but at the same time, when the outbreak started on Harran, they knew the virus was mutating and whatnot, or was going to start mutating, and in the midst of that, they wanted to, I guess, collect data on the virus and, try to weaponize it more. Because that's what they were planning to do in Dying Light. They wanted that file, and they were planning to weaponize it and sell it on the black market. Well, that's kind of what the Consortium did in Dead Island. They were planning to weaponize it, and they did use it in sort of like a terrorist attack on Banoi. So, what if they did change their name to cover their tracks and try to make them look innocent? But then that file got publicized by Rias, and then they tried to spin it around and make it seem like they had a cure by trying to get Kyle Crane here to give them the research. That would have been an insane plot twist. I mean, that is a very good possibility, if you think about it. Now, I know some of you are thinking, no way they're connected. Like, I know some of you are going to say there's no way they're connected. Well, there is a few little things I'm going to point out that throws a monkey wrench into my theory here. Harran takes place in the Middle Eastern region. Banoi and Palani, all that, takes place in the Archipelago region. Well, that is true. But what if this version of Harran was put in the Archipelago region? What if it was? Then that would make it a more insane plot twist for them to be connected now, wouldn't it? Because, take a look at all the zombies. You got the thugs, the not biters, walkers, the infected, the floaters, butchers, and, our sixth one? The hazmat suit guys. Now, in Dying Light, you get almost the exact same zombies. You get the virals, the biters, the goons, the demolishers, the volatiles, and I think I did cover the demolishers. Oh yeah, the similarities with the DLCs. Now, in the following DLC, the mother had a colonel that was with the army. Now, she didn't specify which military he was in. And he had a failsafe, aka nuclear bomb. In Dead Island, Colonel Ryder White had a nuke, and he was planning to bomb Banoi in case he couldn't, 100% save everyone. I mean, Banoi was lost either way, and he was going to do that to protect billions of people. I mean, the virus was threatening the entire world. So I say Ryder was in the right to do that, because which would you rather have? A virus that threatens the entire world, or one giant chunk of the world wiped off the map to protect that billions of people? I would have went with the whole protect the billions of people. At least then they'd be safe. What if that secret nuke in the following was Ryder's? That would be an insane plot twist too, because it never specifies what military branch that colonel was in. What if he and Ryder were partners? What if he and Ryder were friends or something? That would have been an insane plot twist as well. And overall, both DLCs, Ryder White's DLC and the following DLC, are pretty damn awesome to play. Now, what gets me is... Actually, there's nothing else that gets me. Both games are actually pretty unique, and I actually love playing them. But yeah, what if the games were very much connected? That would have been an insane plot twist, I think. I would have loved to have seen at least some sort of reference to Dead Island in this game. Like, in Dying Light, what if you came across a random survivor that talked about an island named Banoi or Palani? Or even mentioned talking with the 5 immune characters from Dead Island. Now, that would have been an insane plot twist, because then you'd know 100% that these games are connected. So anyway, that is my theory on Dead Island and Dying Light and their connection on how similar could they be, and if they are possibly connected. Comment and like below if you agree with my theory, or if you think my theory is good. If you have nothing nice to say at all, then don't comment at all. And if you comment something, at least let it be polite. Not something rude or inappropriate. Because if you comment something inappropriate, I am going to report you and block you. Anyway, this is Dallas May, signing off.